I'm going to walk you through how I would send design proofs in HoneyBook, and it comes with a free template that you can download directly into your HoneyBook account with the link in the description of this video. So let's dive in. So I'm a wedding invitation designer. This could work for any kind of design proofs that you're sending over, although it will be tailored a little bit to wedding invitations. So let me show you the template here in HoneyBook, and I do have a code, and I'll put in the description for you to get 35% off of HoneyBook. I would really appreciate it if you'd use my affiliate link, as it helps me provide this free content for you. And this template is something that I created that you can download directly into your account. So we go into Tools and My Templates. We can scroll down to our wedding invitation proof template, and this is the exact template that you'll be able to download directly into your HoneyBook account. If you want to change your defaults here, you can change your fonts, you can change your button information, question information, some colors. I have this set to kind of my brand, but you can always customize it for your individual brand after you put it together. And then you'll be able to make any changes that you want. Whenever you click on a box, you'll find things like you can change the background color really easily, columns, the width of everything. You can change any of the fonts with a lot of different options here. And of course, you can change the text itself, add and delete blocks as needed. So my proof is 6 pages right now, and this one is going to be kind of an overview page, giving them the mock-up, which is going to give them the overall view of the entire suite. So when we create a new suite, we'll create a brand new mock-up, and we'll save it out as a JPEG. I create these in Photoshop, and I have a full course on how to do this in my membership, Stationery School, which is just for wedding invitation designers. So we're creating a new one. All you have to do is replace this image and upload a new image. So we'll choose our Reagan and Justin mockup, upload it, and then I will insert directly into this template. So this is all about getting the vibe, that first wow factor. I love to set these up, and my clients absolutely love these. Now I'll head over to page 2, which is just the invitation. And so these are all the individual pieces of the suite. You can add and delete pages as needed. So if you have an additional, we do have an additional details card on this one. So I will just copy that and change this to rehearsal dinner. And then I'm going to move it below the details card because I want it to be kind of the last section before the envelopes. So in invitation, first we have all of our information, and I try to populate this already on my template such that it's the most common one that I'm going to use. So I don't usually have to change this, and in this case, I actually don't have to change this at all. So the only thing I need to change is the picture. The main thing I would give you advice on here is just to make your background not 100% white. It can be whatever color, but if it's white, then you don't really see the edges of the card. So I do like to just make that white. And then we will upload a picture of our invitation right here. Beautiful. And you can actually use these corner brackets to make it smaller. So I would typically make it a little smaller so you can see it all on one screen without scrolling. Now we have some questions down here below the picture. If you want to build this out, you can just add a block and use a question block. You can use an image block for the picture, but of course it's really easy to do if you download my template. So the question is this ready to go, or do I have changes? And then you can put any of your changes here for text and wording, and then you can put any of your changes here for design principles. And this is the same exact questions we're going to have on every page. So all we need to do is go in and change that image for every page. And I'm going to include like the RSVP envelope on the same page as the RSVP card, because that's how those two things are going to be shown together, because they just go together. And we especially want these things to be shown together if they go together. If something has a back, I would just put the back in the second image as well. You can customize this as needed. And again, all this information at the top for me is going to stay the same in this particular case, but may not stay the same in every single case. Now we would do the same for our details card and also for our rehearsal dinner card. And in this case, we have an extra block here, so we could just delete this whole section and make sure that we only need one because we only have one image for the rehearsal dinner, which is this one down here. Again, this is pretty big, so we'll make it a little smaller, and our 5x7 invitation took up about the whole screen. So since this is smaller, we'll want to kind of make it, you know, in a ratio a little bit smaller than that, so people don't think it's as big as the invitation. However, the exact measurements are going to be up here. This one was A2, so we'll do 4.25 by 5.5, and we'll change this to, we'll just change this to rehearsal dinner invite. So we did need to change that in this case because we added that new page in here. On our envelope section, we will have kind of the front, the back of the envelope, and then if there is an envelope liner, I would put it in this section as well. And then finally, on our last page, we are going to recap with the mock-up so they can see everything together again. So we'll just replace this with that existing mock-up image. We're gonna make it a lot bigger so they can get that full vibe. And then this is a place for additional feedback here. Now this block down here, so if you click plus for your blocks, you'll see all the different type of blocks and actions that you have available to you in HoneyBook. So what we've done here is included a contract action here. If you did want to include like the option to add on menus at this point, or belly bands or vintage stamps or something else, then you could always also add like an invoice and pay. Or if you wanted to add on an option for them to schedule you a call to go over the proof, you can do that as well. It just depends on the needs of your business. But what we've added is a contract block. And so that requires that they sign off for proof approval. So if they choose yes for the above options, so the yes is always yes, approved for print. You agree that all the information is correct and ready for production. Any changes will incur additional costs. If you have changes, just select no. It's still going to make them sign off because I still want this to be like a full, complete proof, and I'll send a brand new one with changes next time so that we have all the different versions and all the different feedback they provided. But if they select no and they sign off on it, then we will not go to print and they will receive an additional proof with those revisions made. So now what we can do is just preview how this template is going to look to a client. You can see it's very similar. You can sort through all the different pages to see what they look like, all the different things that we put together here. And you can even see what it's going to look like on mobile, which I always think these do a really good job of converting to mobile. So now we can update this template, and that will apply all the changes that we just made to it. And we can then use the template for an existing project. So say I'm going to type in Amy and Jake wedding invitations 99, if anyone's watching. Brooklyn 99 like we are. Now I can use this template here specifically within Jake and Amy's wedding. So the changes we made before were to the overall template, and the changes we're making now are to the individual project. So we made a lot of changes that were specific just to Reagan and Justin's wedding. So at this point we might want to be in their project, and then when we click share, it's going to share that email with them. And we will also be able to type in whatever we want to the email, but it's going to go ahead and add this file, and then this file will forever be on their project. So then in general, if you wanted to do the same thing for a new project, you would just go into your templates, and instead of making all the changes first, you could absolutely do that, but I like to keep the template pretty standard. For instance, this rehearsal dinner card is not something we have for most people, so I'm going to delete that page on the template and then update it, keep this template as is. So then when I have a new project that I want to start sending a proof to, I'll just start with use template and make sure and add it to Jake and Amy's project. We've created our smart file just for them. So now I'm only making changes to Jake and Amy's project. And when I upload, let's just replace this, say, with the previous mock-up. When I upload this for Jay and Gina, then it's only going to apply to them. And when I go and share it with them, it will just share this version, but I will always be able to find the template version still here in my templates catalog. And you can see we still have that same Reagan and Justin mockup in here, and that will forever live in this template version until I go through and change it. So I started with the changes, which you don't necessarily need to do, but make whatever changes you need to the template after you download it into your account. And then whenever you're ready to start using it for a new client, you can just find it and click use template and assign it to a new project, or you can always go into your projects. I can always click send file, and then you see that wedding invitation proof is right there. So now this one again is just for Jake and Amy. Any changes that I make to it will only be in this project and will not be in the final template. So if this helped you with how to send design proofs in HoneyBook, I'm going to link that specific template so you can access it directly in your account. I'll link it in the description of this video. And if you haven't started with HoneyBook yet, then you can sign up from there, and my link will get you 35% off of your first year with them. So it's a really great deal to get started, and we have a full HoneyBook setup course that will help you get familiar with everything that you can do in this wonderful platform. So thanks for joining. Let me know what questions you have about sending design proofs in HoneyBook or any of the other HoneyBook features, and I hope you'll watch some of our other videos while you're here. Thanks, everyone.